Marcus Aurelius sat in a war tent, leading an empire through a plague and a betrayal. He didn't have the luxury of an easy life. He had the weight of the world on his shoulders, yet he wrote a simple truth that changed the course of history. The impediment to action advances action. What stands in the way becomes the way. The world does not care about your plans. It will throw walls in your path. It will give you critics. It will give you failure. Most people see these as stop signs. They see them as reasons to quit, reasons to complain, reasons to stay the same. The Stoic sees them as fuel. Think about that carefully. The obstacle isn't a distraction from the path. The obstacle is the path. If you have a critic, they are your teacher in patience and self-control. If you face a setback, it is your training in persistence. If you lose everything, it is your opportunity to build on a foundation of truth rather than a foundation of luck. We spend our lives wishing for an easy road. We want the success without the struggle, the victory without the battle. But an easy road breeds a weak man. You don't build muscle by lifting air. You build it by lifting the weight that tries to pull you down. You build it by pushing back when the world pushes against you. Resistance is a gift. It is the universe's way of asking, how badly do you want this? Most people answer by turning around. They see the first sign of trouble and they fold. The Stoic answers by leaning in. He knows that the pressure is what creates the diamond. To master this philosophy, you must understand the three pillars of the Stoic mind: perception, action, will. Pillar 1 is perception. Most of what you call problems are not problems at all. They are just events, neutral data points in the universe. It is your judgment, your internal narrative, that makes them heavy. When a storm hits, the tree doesn't cry or scream about the unfairness of the rain. It simply adjusts its roots and holds firm. If you lose your job, that is an event. If you say, my life is over and I am a failure, that is a judgment. Discard the judgment and you are left with the facts. The facts are, I have no job and I have time to find a better one. The obstacle is only a wall if you choose to stare at it with fear. If you look for the cracks, it becomes a ladder. Pillar 2 is action. There is a dangerous myth that Stoicism is about sitting still and accepting defeat. This couldn't be further from the truth. Stoicism is about aggressive, calculated movement in the face of chaos. You do not wait for the storm to pass. You learn to work while it rages. Consider the story of Demosthenes. He was a boy with a severe stutter who wanted to be a great orator. His obstacle was his own voice, his own biology. He didn't complain to the gods. He put pebbles in his mouth and shouted over the roar of the ocean waves. He used the resistance of the sea to find the power in his lungs. He turned his weakness into his greatest weapon. Eventually, he became the greatest orator in Greece. What is your pebble? What is the thing you are currently complaining about that could actually be your secret training ground? Consider Thomas Edison. In 1914, his massive laboratory burned to the ground. Decades of work gone in an afternoon. He was 67 years old. Do you know what he said while watching the flames? He told his son, "Go get your mother. She'll never see a fire like this again." He didn't weep. He didn't curse fate. He said, "There is great value in disaster. All our mistakes are burned up. Thank God we can start anew." Within weeks, he had the plant back up and running. That is turning the obstacle into the way. Pillar 3 is will. This is the internal power that remains when everything else is stripped away. It is your ultimate fortress. It is the realization that even if you are trapped in a cell, even if your body is failing, your mind is still the emperor of its own domain. This is where we find amor fati, the love of fate, not just accepting what happens, not just dealing with it, but loving it. Every betrayal, every broken bone, every failed venture, love it, because it is the raw material the universe has given you to build a masterpiece. Think of life as a fire. A small candle is blown out by a gust of wind, but a great bonfire uses that same wind to grow into an inferno. You want to be the bonfire. You want the wind that tries to stop you, to be the very thing that makes you unstoppable. Let us practice a Stoic exercise together. Think of the biggest problem in your life right now, the one that keeps you up at night. Now strip away your emotions, strip away the why me and the it's not fair. Look at the bare facts of the situation. Now ask yourself, what does this situation require of me? Does it require courage? Does it require patience? Does it require a new skill I haven't learned yet? Whatever the answer is, that is your path. The obstacle has just given you your marching orders. Whatever the answer is, that is your path. The obstacle has just given you your marching orders. Stop looking for a life without struggle. Struggle is the sculptor. You are the marble. Without the strike of the chisel, you are just a shapeless rock sitting in a field. Every blow of fate is removing a piece of you that didn't belong. It is carving away the ego, the laziness, the fear, leaving behind a man of character. The path to greatness is paved with the things that tried to stop you. Every no you heard, every time you were laughed at, every time you fell on your face, those weren't failures, those were the bricks. Epictetus was a slave who became one of the greatest minds in history. He had a broken leg, twisted by a cruel master. He didn't let the limp define him. He said, "Sickness is a hindrance to the body, but not to your ability to choose. Your circumstances do not define you. Your response to them does." When you walk out into the world today, expect obstacles. Do not be surprised by them. Welcome them. When the car won't start, when the boss is angry, when the plan falls apart, smile. Say to yourself, the way is here. Be the water that flows around the stone. Be the fire that consumes the wood. Be the man that cannot be broken. Closing. Don't pray for an easy life. Pray for the strength to endure a difficult one, because the easy life leads to nowhere, but the difficult life, the life of the Stoic, leads to a victory that the world can never take away. If you are facing a wall right now, good. It's time to climb. You have the tools. You have the mind. Now go out and turn your obstacles into your triumphs. Subscribe to this channel if you are committed to the path of discipline. Keep building your fortress. Stay silent and keep winning.